Hey everyone. Thank you, Erica, for hosting this conference in Lisbon. I've been living here for the last 3 years, and definitely gathering community of builders is really important. So today I want to talk about a topic that might be boring for some people, but you know, it's better to think about security in advance rather it would be too late. Has anyone here been hacked through the crypto cycles? Okay, others are just shy enough to share this. So my name is Yev. I've been building Hacken for the last 7 years and been in security and crypto for over a decade. And so what we did for the last 7 years, growing from small team in Ukraine to a global company based in Lisbon as well, having offices here. We audited more than 2,000 different projects, more than 1,000 different clients, and working mostly on protocols, exchanges, wallets, and from recent years working with the enterprises that utilize blockchain technology. So we work with a lot of different guys, including European Commission and a lot of major protocols in the space. So why you should care about security? Definitely something that goes on the first place is the potential financial loss, but also it's about the reputation of the project, it's about the trust that people put into you, and building projects sustainably, because we all see these hacks and what happens after the project been hacked to their token, to their community, and generally to the product and the team. So comparing Web 2 and Web 3 security, I'm really sure that we are not enough putting effort and financial resources to make sure that we are secure enough. So if you look at the risks involved while building any Web3 project or when the blockchain technology is involved. We've been doing regular Web3 security reports and having all the statistics, what's going on in the industry, how many hacks has been happened, and how much money the industry lost. We're I would say that we're getting more mature, but still the numbers are growing. We're around 2.9 billion for the 2024. And we can see that the major part of this is the access control issues, not that much this year for smart contract exploits itself, and a lot for phishing, which leads us to the conclusion that we're still dealing with a lot of Web 2 kind of issues and operational security that we need to address properly. So if we go to the most dangerous attacks, as I mentioned, access control issues is a major part of that. If we exclude phishing, so smart contract vulnerability is still almost 300 mil, and rug pulls, especially on Solana, was quite dominant last year. And we can see that the numbers is really growing, and in 2023 it was 50% for private key theft, and in 2024 it was almost 80%. It's interesting to see that we see that the number of hacks is decreasing, but the value stolen is still rose a lot. The project that taking care of security and understanding why it's needed and making the preventive measures is getting there. I remember old days in 2017 when you need to explain why you ever even need to think about security. We did our ICO in 2017, and back then it was really wild west of phishing attacks, phishing domains, Twitters, Telegrams, and all this combined. We're getting better, but still not enough. I'm pretty sure that it's never not enough with security. So, but for the last couple of years, we can see that the Web3 losses can be irreversible, which is great. We heard a lot of cases where hackers sent money back, or it was possible to front-run the attacks. Still, we can see that the number of the cases where it's not possible to get money back is quite significant. And I think all these stories when the projects negotiating with hackers on chain is really interesting to follow. Last year there were interesting kind of movies of what's going on, especially for who were following Kyber case. It was really interesting to see what's going on when the hacker tried to negotiate to be the CEO of the company because he got access to a lot of funds and a lot of tokens of this project. So we can divide the most security threats facing the blockchain projects for smart contract exploits, for access control issues, the Oracle manipulations, flash loans, and simply flaws in the design. So what to do to build the project secure, and how to make sure that whatever you build won't be hacked before launch, during the launch, and afterwards. I really like the statistics about the listing on Binance and getting all the attraction from all the communities there. The same happens for security. Probably vice versa, though. You get more attention, people are more interested in the project, and also cyber criminals get more interested in the projects they want to contribute there, but in the negative way. So every security project, every security approach should be complex, because we're that secure as the weakest point of any system, which means you need to think about your team and operations, you need to think about the smart contracts and blockchain as well, infrastructure, and also coming through this year, a lot of projects need to think about regulatory compliance. So first, coming to securing teams and operations, last year we heard the case about the exchange that had been hacked for almost 5K BTC, and it was purely a security operation issue, which could be prevented by having the security policies inside, building the proper infrastructure, and making sure that your people know what phishing is, what the potential threats are, and how you can prevent this in advance. The next one, here's the basic checklist. I'm pretty sure we will share this presentation afterwards. What you should do, the basic steps you should follow, for device security, for web browsing, crypto wallets, buying crypto itself, and having all your passwords and 2FA in secure place. So second point is securing the infrastructure. Whatever you host, your servers, your domain names, and all which is coming around building the project. And smart contracts definitely something that we must be most interested in as the builders here. We all heard about audits. We heard a lot about the bug bounties and crowdsourced security, so let me dig into this more. So why do you need audits? First and foremost is most important to uncover vulnerabilities, but what we see from the industry that people come to do audit for the wrong reasons. They want marketing and community trust, but not purely fixing vulnerabilities and make sure that your code is secure and you won't lose money. Definitely, it's about third-party opinion on what your team built and how you can, what weak spots you might have in this code. And also, it's really important to make sure that you achieve desired behavior based on the code you have in the smart contract, on the website and description, white paper, and the tests you have there. I'm pretty sure you heard a lot about different security providers, and it's important to have a couple of audits, couple of different security opinions, because different auditors have different approach to that and different mindsets. So, but us as an auditors, we really deal with a lot of projects in different stages, and getting prepared for the audit is what you can do best for the project. Definitely having the functional requirements of the code you build, the technical documentation, set up the development environment, having the unit tests, and really verify the scope of audit. Because sometimes we work with the code that hasn't been finished, and then we have a lot of problems in the consequent audit. Because we all know that we built everything for yesterday, and we don't have enough time to write proper documentation, proper tests, and make sure that actually we are in sync with what we're describing and what we are building. So recommendations here is to make sure that you come for auditors to use their brain, and you really eliminated all the possible vulnerabilities that you can do by yourself by different automated tools, covering all your functionality with tests, and understanding what really you would need to audit. So it's really good practice to have RFP where you have clear defined scope, you have expectations, deadlines, and provided all the information for the auditor which is possible to make sure that they do their best. And from our experience, it's really good to have a designated person who can work with an auditor and help along the way. We have really good teams who's really conscious about security and going to this process with a lot of attention, but still we're not enough here. So the second point is building the crowdsourced protection, doing bug bounties and crowdsourced security audits. Sometimes, like most times, paying bounty to ethical hacker is a way less than like losing money to the cyber criminal, which the money you will not get back. Another stuff, it's really important to monitor what you have, because some of the hacks can be prevented by having the proper on-chain monitoring. And I just received the notification this morning that another project is exploited for almost 2 mil, just because they were not paying attention to the alerts that this on-chain monitoring solution were sending to it. So there are quite a few providers there who is doing this. Make sure to check them and set up all the monitors for all the critical functions you have to make sure that you are the first one who will get this notification of something suspicious going on with your contracts, and you can react in proper manner. And also, which is important, to have the person responsible for that. Generally, like having incident response policy is really good practice, especially working in such dynamic environment where we're like 24/7, whatever like time zone you are, sleeping you are or not, you should always have someone on duty. Okay, so from our reports, we can see that around 30% of hacks can be prevented if projects can have the proper monitoring and react on time, which is quite a lot, you know, having this preventive measure which can save you money and peace of mind. We can see, comparing to DeFi and CeFi, that DeFi hacks is getting lower, and which is interesting, we haven't heard much about the bridges hacks this year, but in the vice versa, we have a lot of hacks in CeFi, and most of them are connected with the access control issues. So, who is already thinking about DORA and MiCA and compliance here in Europe? Okay, not much, but we are here with important dates coming. That application of DORA starts later this month, and we all need to make sure that we have proper risk management frameworks, implement cybersecurity measures, and make sure that we actually respond to incidents in the timely manner, because this is also the requirement that's coming from the regulators. And if we are talking globally and look at the MENA region, for example, there to get license, you already need to have CISO in your team, and having the proper monitoring solutions, incident response plan, and so on. So make sure you think about this as well. And you know, from our experience, security is something that's done in a couple of cases. First, someone pushes you to do that, like it's going to be with regulators. And for example, if you're listing on exchanges or launchpads, they require security, which is good. Then when you are hacked, and the third case, which is the rarest one, is when projects are really caring about security. I hope we can have more people doing security, not because someone pushes them to do this. Yeah, it's also about the real-time compliance monitoring. It's also coming. We're kind of following the best practices we have in Web 2 and applying them to Web 3. So recapping everything I said, make sure that you have secure operations in infrastructure while you are building. You're thinking about security and implementing this into your software development lifecycle. And make sure that you do security not at the last stage, but from the day zero, when you can implement this in architecture, in your tests, and in all your processes. Then make sure you have proper monitoring of whatever you build and the response, and think about compliance. That's all from my side. Think about security in advance and stay secure. Thank you.